Ladies and gentlemen, this is Boxing Unlimited once here again, and we're talking about the fight today between Joe Parker and Fabio Wardley. It is for the interim WBO and WBA titles. You know, I call this fight a tug of war and a blast. Yeah, because this fight is both dangerous for both opponents. I would have thought Parker, who has been the WBO interim champion for a while, is not had a fight. The other day he was supposed to fight Debua, and he fell through. And the other day he was supposed to fight Bakoli, who arguably was the boogeyman of the heavyweight division then, and stopped him in 2 rounds. He's fought Zillian Zhang and won. He fought Dante Wider, and he's won. And he's been on the rise. He's been, very strong in the division. I thought he would have taken a softer fight title, and I waited to see what Usyk can do. We do, because Usyk, as we see it now, do not really fancy fighting Parker. This fight has come twice, and each time there are excuses, and he's somehow dodging, avoiding Parker. Because the first time he came was when he went for Debua, which is understandable. Debua had the IBF was sweeping of the title. He wanted to become undisputed twice, which he has achieved. But since they call up for this fight, excuses have been coming from Usyk about how he's injured and everything, But the pictures we're getting on the internet and seeing him dancing in a way that somebody who's got injury cannot do. I beg the question as well whether he's dodging him really. I've also mentioned in some of my videos, if you have a look on there, go to the hit list and everything, and then to the videos, and you see where I've always said time before now that Usyk seems not to want a fight with Parker. So he might relinquish the position after 90 days that he's taken. We've seen his colleague, his compatriot, Lomachenko, do the same thing when he was the IBF title before he retired. These guys, he's made money, he's made name. I think the best thing for him is to retire now, because Joe Parker is a dangerous candidate for everybody, all and sundry. We've seen what he's been doing. He's confident. Instead of taking a tune-up match, a simple match, an easy fight for him, he went in for Fabio Wardley, who is undefeated, and he's knocked everybody out except for the draw he had with Clark, and which he came to revenge and knocked him out in round 1 and even sent him to the hospital. So this fight is a worry for me. But the question here is whether the question here is whoever loses here will relinquish his title, interim title. Wardley, on the other hand, is dangerous for everybody in the heavyweight division. I have to be honest with you. Wardley's power is a problem. Wardley can KO any person with a punch. We saw it happen to Huni, Justice Huni. We saw it happen to Clark in round 1. We saw it happen to Adeleye the other day. However, Parker is another person altogether, is in another class and level altogether. Arguably, Parker has beaten all the strongest punchers in the heavyweight division. I've called their names before: Dante Wider, Zillian Zhang, and the so-called boogeyman of the heavyweight division, Martin Bakoli, who is stopped in 2 rounds. And Parker can move, Parker can dance, Parker can fight on the back foot, he can take a punch. I know he's been knocked out before by Joycey, but that is, he was actually ill before the fight. He didn't want to call it off, according to him anyway. I don't know what the game plan is going to be for this fight for Wardley. Wardley is dangerous from round 1 to the end of the fight, because once he catches you flush on that on the shin with that his right hand, it's all dreams for you anyway. But the thing is, Parker is so experienced, and the way he fights, he can fight on the back foot, he can fight on the front foot. But if he's fighting Fabio Wardley, you have to be very careful, because Wardley likes coming on the front foot. Parker will have to make him fight on the back foot to have a chance in this fight, because Wardley, once he presses you to the and releases that punches, presses you to the ring, to the corner, anywhere, and he releases those punches. If he touches you flush, you're gonna go. That is one thing. But having said that, I have to be honest with you. Parker is experienced. He's been the WBO champion before, world champion. He lost it to Joshua in a unification fight. But the thing here is there is no blueprint on how to beat Fabio Wardley. There's no blueprint at all. So for Parker to beat him, he has to come with his own idea. The most important thing is that both boxers can be hit. Movement is going to be supreme. I've not seen any person attack the body of Wardley, but I think Frazier in their first fight, which was called as a draw, did go to that distance, and they hurt me a little bit. So I think Parker, to have a joy, to have a say, or to win this fight, he has to start, especially in the first stanza of the fight, he has to come against the body of Fabio Wardley. Coming against the body of Wardley will take away his power, because his foot will not be steady. It will take away, diminish the power, the venom in his powers, in his punches, so to say. But that is it. He has to come through that way, and then rock him and then send him on the back foot, make him fight on the back foot. If Parker, surrenders the center of the ring and goes on the back foot, he might have a lot of problems with Wardley, because Wardley, once he comes to arranges the stage and creates the distance and fires with those both the left and the right. He's solid, but he's inexperienced. He's not got no amateur experience, sorry, and a lot of people call him a white collar boxer. But anyway, this is the heavyweight division, and one punch can change the whole complexion of the fight, so to say. Styles will say make fights, and it's going to be a banger, it's going to be a killer, it's going to be great in this fight. It's going to be a blast. And it's a kind of fight that where whoever wins takes everything, the winner takes everything. And the winner becomes the mandatory to fight for the undisputed title held by Usyk, Alexander Usyk. So it's a very good fight. And both boxers are big gladiators and warriors. They do not give a damn. Some people will say he would have taken, as I said before, he would have taken an easy fight, defend his title, and see what Usyk would do, whether he will retire, and then the belts will split, and then fight an easy fight and become a world champion. But no, for these people, they want to show the bravado in them. They want to show the strength in them. They want to show who is the biggest dog in the house. Let us see what will happen. We do not know yet. As we said, movement is going to be key. Both boxers can be hit. At the end of the day, the most important thing in this fight is heart, desire, and who wants it more. At the end of the day. So if the person that wants it more wins this fight. It's a difficult fight. It's dangerous for both boxers. They can lose everything at one go, and that is why it is very, very intriguing and interesting. My time is up here. Do have a nice day, and God bless. Bye.